Trading, the Market Academy, the home of sports trading.
Hi, I'm Mark and this video is from the Trading and Market Academy, the home of sports trading. In this video we're going to be looking at Dutchin. Dutchin is a betting system which consists of betting on several outcomes within one event. In principle, we bet on opposite events. However, we cannot exclude betting on complementary events within narrower areas. The result in a multiplication of profits in the case of occurrence of those events for the particular area. It's also not uncommon to use Dutchin betting to increase the odds compared with those affected by the bookmaker. This type of betting is most commonly used in races when betting on high odds increases in probability of winning a prize. To secure a profit, the stake of each pick is either kept the same or lowered depending on the odds. So simple Dutch betting would be equal stakes. Say we place £10 on horse X with odds of 4, winning £40, and £10 on horse Y with odds of 4, winning £40. Total stake is £10 and £10 equaling 20. Either horse wins, it's £20 profit. That's our £40 back and £20 of our stake returned. You have reduced stakes Dutchin, so £10 on horse X with odds of decimal 4, winnings equal £40, and £5 on horse Y with odds of decimal 8, winnings £40. Total stake is £10 and £5 equaling £15. Either horse wins, it's £25 profit. That's the 40 returned minus our 15 stake. Set profit Dutch betting. This is when a bettor, regardless of how many picks are made, aims to make a certain profit from a race or event. So we'll look at an example with a predetermined profit of £40 and demonstrate how it works with 2 or 3 variants. So with 2 selections and a target profit of £40, we stake £20 on horse X with odds of 4, stake £20 on horse Y with odds of 4, total stake £40, 20 and 20. You should make £40 profit regardless of whichever horse wins. 3 selections. Your target profit is still £40. Because you've added another selection, that's putting another £20 on, you would only get £20 profit, so you'll need to increase each bet to 40. There's no need to worry about manually calculating your Dutchin bets, as many online Dutchin calculators are available. When it comes to Dutchin, stick to decimal odds rather than using fractional odds. So in this example, we have a target profit of £40. Stake £40 on horse X with odds of decimal 4, £40 on horse Y with odds of decimal 4, and £40 on horse Z with decimal odds of 4. Total stake £120, which is £40, £40 and £40. You will still make £40 regardless of whichever horse wins, as long as one of the horse wins. Next is set amount Dutch betting. The total amount of stakes is capped at a certain quantity. As more selections are added to Dutch, the stake on each selection decreases. In this case, the maximum bet is £20. So stake £14 on horse X with odds of 4, winning £42. Stake £6 on horse Y with odds of 8, winning £42. Total stake is £20, which is £14 and £6. You will still make a profit of £22 regardless of whichever horse wins. While arbing is a betting technique of itself, some often mistake it with Dutchin and use it interchangeably. Arbing is sometimes referred to as each way Dutchin by others. This genuinely only works when the odds are in your favour. An example of this would be if 2 different bookmakers had opposite favourites for the same event. Instead of betting to win, each way Dutchin is a technique in which you can back several selections each way. You won't need to place any lay bets this time, and you'll be covering the field to try and lock in the profit regardless of the outcome. It's similar to win only Dutchin, and you're taking advantage of the favourable odds from the bookies, but instead of win odds, you're taking advantage of each way odds. You can't apply this approach to every horse race, just as you can't apply every Dutchin opportunity. Therefore, choosing the suitable races to apply is paramount. Identifying profitable odds and calculating optimal stakes would not be possible without the use of a Dutchin calculator. Many are free online. Extra place Dutchin. On some horse races you can use this option, however it will not be possible in every single race. Nevertheless, if you master this, it may become your favourite betting method. The concept is actually quite simple to understand. Bookmakers frequently pay on an additional spot. But first and foremost, you must comprehend how they typically pay out on spots. Bookmakers will pay out on a specific number of positions on each way bets, such as the top 5 horses. For example, consider the case of the handicap races involving more than 20 horses. Usually the top 5 positions will be paid out. A smaller race, on the other hand, could have 7 horses in it, with only the first 2 runners to cross the finish line will be considered in this scenario. This implies the bookies will only have to pay out if the odds are in their favour, so this allows us to get paid on the spot for more horses while we're Dutchin. 2-up Dutchin, early payout. 2-up Dutchin is a more advanced version of the traditional Dutchin strategy used in football and tennis betting. It may appear complicated, but it's actually pretty simple. Using a 2-up Dutchin method on a betting platform yields profit returns. In the case of an early payout offers in football betting market, you as a better place a bet using the 2-up Dutching tactic. Using this approach you can make the game more risk-free. The best of the best Dutchers often use it to make their revenue streams more passive. Reverse Dutching. Reverse Dutching may seem complex, but it's actually straightforward. It's simply the reverse version of ordinary Dutching. Instead of supporting several picks at the same event, the punter will try to lay multiple selections using UK betting exchanges such as Betfair in order to increase the odds of winning, minimising risk. In horse racing, aim to make your money on fewer horses. In general, betting on the top 3 favourites in the Dutch race will be your best choice, and you should not bet on more than 4 horses. You can also take advantage of the bookmaking services such as Best Odds Guaranteed offer. Football Dutching. The best way you can use the football Dutching system is to bet on the winner of a match. However, correct score Dutching is also a viable alternative. Similar options such as over and under Dutching or BTTS, both teams to score Dutching, are also available. Tennis Dutching. You start by betting on both players with 2 lay bets. Unlike other tennis systems, this one does not require the availability of the score. The bets must be calculated so that the total sum of chance is 100 divided by the price exceeds 100. You make profit and do nothing in this market if both bets are matched as the game continues. So the advantages of Dutching. Offers new betting opportunities. One of the major advantages of Dutching is it opens up new possibles for profit. In the past you may have been reduced a large race down to 2 horses but found it too difficult to choose between them, so abandoned the race. Alternatively, you may be expecting a low scoring football match but were undecided whether to support 0-0 or 1-0. You can utilise the scenario using Dutch betting. Value bets. Just because you're betting on many options, it doesn't mean you won't benefit. Suppose you believe a low price favourite is unlikely to deliver. In that case, 2 or more high price picks in the same event might provide excellent value. You get better value from Dutching if it returns from the combined bets are greater than the probability of the one of those events prevailing. More winnings. Dutching lowers your overall odds while boosting your chances of winning, so this should in principle lead to more successful bets and as a result more frequent betting returns. It can help protect your budget from dry spells while also increasing the enjoyment you get from your bets. The disadvantages of Dutching are when Dutching, the more selections you bet on, the lower your overall odds are in each betting event will be. So if you decide to add additional selections, keep in mind that your strike rate must also increase to maintain a certain profit level. If you're Dutching and not winning frequently, you'll quickly lose a lot from your budget. Choose a sport and devote yourself to it. Don't look for chances to Dutch in numerous sports simultaneously if interested in horse racing. In general, football, horse racing, greyhound racing are all the finest sports of this method. Use a Dutching calculator can make the process a lot easier and will help you avoid making mistakes. Try to decrease the number of outcomes. It is feasible to cover the number of outcomes, but the number of outcomes rises, the calculation becomes more complicated and the amount of money you have to put grows. As a result, strive to keep the number of outcomes to a minimum. I'm going to cover some frequently asked questions when coming to Dutching. So what is Dutching? Is the most commonly asked. Dutching, also known as Dutch betting, is a betting strategy that involves backing many outcomes in the same event rather than simply one. Is Dutch betting profitable? Dutch betting is a legitimate method of making money, but the risk is frequently greater than the income. Is Dutching legal? Yeah, it's legal, and there's nothing stopping you from using this strategy. How to find Dutching bets. Calculate the implied probability of each selection and then add them together. Dutching is a possible strategy if the total is less than 100. How to calculate Dutching bets. The best way to calculate Dutching bets is to use a Dutching calculator, so don't make a mistake and lose money. What is the best Dutching strategy? It is impossible to say which strategy is the best because it involves many factors. However, as a great start, we recommend simple Dutch betting to get you antiquated with the field. Well done for completing this video. Now time to move on to the next. Thanks for watching, and together we're all trading the market.